Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. Yesterday I showed you these two plants, two Euphorbia milii, and two different varieties, two different cultivars. These are plants from Madagascar, and obviously they look very similar because they belong to the same species. But today I would like you to have a look, please, at this plant. This is Alluaudia procera, which also is from Madagascar, which looks very much like Euphorbia milii. Look at the stems here. Look at this stem and this stem. They look very much the same, and yet they are not related at all. They are two completely different plants, completely phylogenetically and taxonomically, they are completely different and unrelated at all. What's interesting is that this plant, Alluaudia procera, also comes from Madagascar. It is also a plant from Madagascar. Okay, so it might suggest that the conditions that are in Madagascar somehow favor plants that look like this. Except when this plant is mature, when this plant grows larger, it grows to be a big tree-like plant. And these ones, well, they will always stay small. This one much larger than this one, because this one is I think this one is just a miniature. This one will grow taller, but it will not grow huge. It will just grow to be a tall plant, spiky, and this one will grow to be a significantly larger plant. This one will be just like a tree, and the stems will become thicker and much larger. The other difference is that these leaves of euphorbias, these two euphorbias, two Euphorbia milii, they develop at the tip of the stem and then they fall, and these plants never grow new leaves on old stems. Just like I showed you yesterday, this might be confusing a little bit because there are leaves lower than the tip of the stem, but these leaves grow on the tip of the new stems that are just branching out of the old stem. However, here these leaves are deciduous, which means they fall. When the plant is kept in dry conditions, they fall, but then when there is more water, they grow back. Okay, so that's a huge difference. There is another difference, that the spikes here, this plant is quite also spiky. These spikes are structures developed by the stem. These spikes here are structured that are leaves that developed to be spikes. They are not stem, they are just leaves that are taking a shape of a spike. Okay, so huge difference between the two, and at the same time they are very similar, and at the same time, what is surprising, they come from the same place. Okay, so this is called convergent evolution, when plants from two different groups, two different families, completely unrelated, end up looking in a similar way, end up developing similar features just because the environmental pressure is the same. Okay, so Alluaudia procera, Euphorbia milii, two different plants, two different plants from two different families, and yet they look the same. I hope you find it interesting, because to me it's extremely interesting to know that these things are happening in nature, to notice them, to make observations, to read about the plants, and to watch them grow. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have a great rest of the day.